All right, welcome everyone. My name is Frank Klesitz with Vyral Marketing. Michael Perna has been a client of our firm for many years and
Many years. In
many
fact,
years.
I think I was client number four.
That might be possible. I
Truly,
mean,
I
you
really think I
you know
was.
you know my very first client when we started the company maybe 17 years ago,
Yeah.
and we've known each other for
Oh my
quite a
God.
period of time. Isn't that
Oh my
crazy?
God.
Yeah,
You're
how long have we
you're
doing
aging
this?
me. You didn't have to say the 17-year part.
17
That
years.
that could
2000,
have stayed out.
2009 is when we
Oh,
have first started. I know it's
yeah.
crazy how it adds up, huh?
And I remember that because you would literally send a camera out in the mail.
Hmm. Yep.
You're like, part of your onboarding is I'm going to mail you an actual physical camera. Like that's how long ago this was.
Yeah, when we first started Vyral Marketing. For those of you who don't know, you can go check out our firm, and we'll get into all this later, but it is interesting because Michael and I have known each other for quite some time.
Yeah.
I'll post the link in here. But the idea is we would help you make some videos to stay in touch with the database, make some educational Q&A videos of some type. Honestly, answering questions people are Googling in many
Yeah.
respects back at that time. Then we would edit them and optimize them and send them out. And that's really what we still do. We still do many respects that for Michael. And now we interview you on a product like Riverside.com. And it's very easy to hop on Zoom.
Oh, so
This
much
stuff didn't
easier.
exist.
No.
So we would ship Michael a flip camera. Remember the flip camera, Michael, with a
I
big
remember the
red
flip
button?
camera.
Yep. And he would shoot his videos that way and he'd send them in, we get them out. And it's been something Michael has been doing. And probably one of the backbones for his business for all these years is having
100%.
a really, really good plan to stay in touch with the database of all the people in the CRM, everyone that you have in your cell phone, your contact list. So people see you as the preeminent trusted expert and contact you. And we are absolutely going to get into that database strategy and give you guys a few of those tips that Michael sent out that he's going to provide to you in the webinar. And a replay will be sent to you from today if you registered. So if there's anything you missed, you'll get the replay with all the fancy AI notes. So, anyways, my name
Cool.
is Frank, Viral Marketing, chat's in there. And then, Michael needs no introduction. 1,000 houses, wonderful team, been doing this his whole career, knows a thing or two about uh, getting clients as a real estate professional. And we have our hour here today, where it's my job to pull out the best in him for you. So you can maybe go replicate some of the key systems and principles that Michael and his agents are following for yourself.
Yeah.
How's that, Michael?
Yeah. That sounds wonderful. That sounds
All right.
wonderful.
Doesn't it?
Um,
It is wonderful.
and actually, one place I want to start, I was actually thinking about this when this triggered just a couple of memories back when you had sent me that flip phone or the flip, not phone, but the camera.
Camera.
Um,
I
I
don't
think
think phones had cameras
I
yet.
don't think phones had cameras back then. They might have. No, I don't think they did actually. They might have. Um, but I remember very distinctly when I got it. Because I think it was just you working at it was like you and one
Yeah,
other guy working at this thing.
yeah, me and my friend.
Um, yeah. And I got in a call like 2 months after I got the camera, and it wasn't you that called me, but whoever it was that you were working with at the time was like, "Hey, look, you haven't uploaded anything." And it was the fear of being on the camera, the fear of talking into a camera, the fear of making sure that I'm getting everything right.
Yeah.
All of that was crowding my head for a serious 60 days before I got off my butt and actually started doing anything. Um, so that's one thing I want to definitely credit Viral with is I am a very natural introvert. I am a very do not want to be on stage, do not want to be talking in front of anybody, definitely don't want to be in a camera. Don't even want to be on this webinar. I'm kidding. Um, but if it wasn't for that kick in the pants 16 years ago or 17 years ago, I there's no way I'd be putting out the level of content I'm putting out today. Like you
And
you guys
Michael,
forced
I,
me.
I got to
Yeah.
tell you how hard that was. We just sent you a camera, and that was a very new thing to do back then.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, and the price was a bit cheaper, and it was just like, hey, Michael, just go shoot this. What's wrong with you? Just go set the camera up and go shoot it. And then we
Yeah.
got it. And that wasn't a very good business model because you think people would actually go and shoot their videos? And the answer is no. It's a very hard thing
Well,
to do
yeah, it is.
on
It's
their
someone
own.
like you for sure, 100%, because you're more extrovert than I am, and I think you're also used to being on the cutting edge of all tech. So sometimes our natural bias and proclivity says, okay, well, this is easy for me, so it might be easy for everyone else.
But now you can hop on these tools like Riverside. I'll put a link here in the chat.
Hmm.
This kind of begs the question for what we're going to talk about today of like how to step up and start publishing.
Yeah,
But instead of having like, I mean, imagine, I mean, I don't think anyone has to imagine, but to go set up a camera and to go shoot a video on your own by yourself, it's terrifying.
it's hard.
It's very hard, still is.
Yeah, it still
But
is.
to maybe hop on a Zoom meeting or a webinar or having a discussion with someone like this, so much easier, right? And
Yeah,
that link I put in the chat, Riverside, is a studio quality Zoom meeting. Or essentially, you would get on a call with a buddy, and here at Vyral, you get on a call with us. We actually coach you through the video, and
yep.
we record it right on that Riverside product, and it's done. It downloads
So
and it
much easier.
goes.
God,
Oh,
so
so
much
much
easier, so much
easier.
better. And then
Yeah,
you guys handle any editing needed, all that
yeah,
stuff. Like it's just it's easier because it's more of a conversation. So then you even look and feel much more natural on the camera. Right. Like my tone tends to go up when I'm like on a camera and then I stiffen up real badly. But if I'm having just a natural conversation, then the warmth comes through.
yeah.
It makes a world of difference. The way you guys are doing it makes a world of difference. Really.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, Michael.
Yeah.
So let me ask you some questions. Let's get into
Yeah.
the depths of the content, shall we? Everyone here is looking for, give me some useful tips. Help me understand crafting a plan for myself to make sure that I can sell real estate profitably and consistently. All right.
Hmm.
I got some questions here I want to ask you. All right. So let's start here. And for those of you that registered what you're going to learn, I'm going to ask the questions that I promised to ask for Michael here today. So he said there's three pillars driving the majority of those 1,000 transactions.
Hmm.
What are they?
Number one, sphere of influence. Gotta be sphere of influence, no matter what. No matter what.
What does
Gotta
that
be.
mean?
So everybody in my world that I've met, so I define my sphere as someone that I've had a direct one-on-one interaction with sometime in my life. It could be the barista at the coffee shop. It could be my mother. It could be friends of mine that I went to college with. Like literally anyone that I've had at least a one two-way conversation, text message, interaction with, something like that. That's why I define as my sphere. Like literally anybody in my life could be my dentist, my doctor, my lawyer. I think sometimes we limit our sphere down to people that we think we really know, which are 25 to 75 people.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I bet if everybody opened up their phones right now, and if it's an iPhone, you scroll to the very bottom and you look at the number of contacts in your phone, it's probably larger than you think. It's probably, as the average American is, 550 to 2,000 contacts. For
Yeah.
us real estate agents, generally speaking, it's even more than that. I looked at mine recently. I have 19,000 contacts in my phone. Those are people that are literally in my, because nobody goes in my phone unless we've had an interaction. Like Frank is in my phone. We have had interactions, right?
Yes, we have.
There are people that are probably watching this right now that are in my phone. I'm probably in their phone. We've had interactions. But there are a lot of agents on here that are not in my phone. I'm not going to put them in my phone until we have a direct interaction, right? I'm not just going to save a whole bunch of random people, and you guys aren't either. So I think the first part there, sphere, we cannot ignore and ignore how wide that definition really should be.
Let me
This, yeah,
let me take that. There's an app
yep,
called Export Contacts by Covey. Do you see that on my screen there, Michael?
best app ever.
It's like three
Yes,
or four
I
bucks,
got
right?
you. I got you. Yeah, yeah.
$3 or $4. Everyone
That's the one that I
go
use. Yeah.
search for that, spend a couple bucks, and then when you download it, it'll tell you how many contacts you have in your phone.
And
There's and
you can
it
export
allows you
them.
to easily export them
Yep.
into a spreadsheet. They can do a whole bunch of fun stuff with, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's put a pin in that, but I definitely want to go back to that because there's some key stuff you can do with that
Yeah.
once you get it out of your phone in a very easy manner like that.
So sphere of
Um,
influence, people who know you versus people
mhm.
maybe you know.
Yeah, yeah. Second one, farming. Farming has been a pillar of our business for a very, very long time. Those are people
Like
that
making
we,
soybeans.
yep,
Like
we do soybeans, rice.
it's-
Rice has been big, right? You got to carb up, bro. Got to carb up. Um, so it's methodically dripping on someone in some form or fashion on a repeated basis long term. And that's the new definition of farming, right? So farming used to only mean mailing. It doesn't only mean mailing anymore, right? There's geographic farming, which is what we do. There is social media or online farming. right? Where you could do targeted ads into specific areas or specific homeowners or potential buyers. You can also create communities that you can drip on. So you can create like a Facebook group for your town for this thing that you control. And if it gets popular enough, other people will start posting it. Other people will start posting their garage sales or things for sale or just what's going on in the neighborhood. Basically, you're owning your own nextdoor.com effectively. And that could be a means where they see you over and over as you're facilitating more and more conversation. So there are multiple definitions of farming, but the definition that I go by is somebody repeatedly that you don't know, repeatedly seeing your name and acknowledging your existence at least once a month
that you don't know.
that you don't know.
So the opposite of number one is
Yep.
people that know you,
Yep. And then my
and
target is
then a
to get
target list of
those.
homeowners, I'm assuming,
Yep.
say a neighborhood,
Yep.
right? Or
Exactly.
maybe a little
And that's,
larger zip code.
yeah. And neighborhoods and zip codes are where I'm really going to talk about because that's the predominant form of farming that we do that we've had success with over the last 12 years. More than that, 13 years. Yeah.
At least once a month.
At least
They
once a month,
they see you and hear from you.
minimum. And that is an
Minimum.
absolute minimum. And then the third one is frankly just outbound calls. Old school, call the expireds, call the FISBOs, circle prospecting, pick up the phone, get belly to belly with somebody on the phone.
By the way, one of the things I think it's kind of cool. I'm going to put your website here in the
Mm-hmm.
chat, and you did a real nice job of listing all the cities in Detroit on your website.
Oh yeah.
Like
Thank you.
you don't see that very commonly. I'm going to see if I can share my
Yeah.
screen. Speak to your decision to do this
Yeah.
when we just talked
So
about farming.
we talked about farming. So right now I'm really trying to go for a multi-layered approach when people are searching for their real estate agent, right? I want them to get my postcard, but then when they go online and say, "Hey, who's a good person to sell my home in this city?" Well, I've got a city for them. I'm showing up. Or I want to move to, let's say I'm farming one part of Metro Detroit, but they're looking to move to another part of Metro Detroit. A lot of times sellers are buyers first. So then they start looking, they say, "Oh, I want to move to Ann Arbor. I'm in Farmington Hills. Oh, look, Mike Perna shows up in Ann Arbor as well. I should have high trust because I get his postcard. I didn't get one today, therefore I forgot about him, but I've been getting his postcard for 5 years. So okay, this is the logical choice for me to pick up the phone and call for when I'm ready to sell a home and buy a home, right? Like our greatest source of listings right now are through our buyers because they have so many of those attached to them and they haven't picked an agent yet. The reason being is simply put, it's a lot more fun to buy something than sell something. I could say of all of the people that are on the Zoom, we can all say we probably have gotten something from Amazon in the last 7 days, but none of us have put those 5 things in the basement on Facebook Marketplace to get rid of them that we should be putting on Facebook Marketplace that we've been meaning to put on Facebook Marketplace for the last 5 years. Because selling stuff sucks. Buying stuff is fun. Yeah.
I never heard it said that simply. A little wisdom in that statement, Michael.
Yeah. Well, thank
It
you. I
is a lot more
appreciate that.
fun buying something than selling something.
Oh my gosh. It's so much fun. I
I
mean, that's
never
why
heard that.
like Zillow, realtor.com. Think about all these sites, like the gamification of it. Like it's so like I do it. Like I use Zillow. I'm looking for a home right now.
Yeah,
I
it's
use Zillow and I'm
well,
like,
it's common sense. It's just that you
yeah,
never quite after you and being in the industry, you don't hear it, stated so simply like that. It's a
yeah.
sign of brilliance, Michael.
Like until I find my next home, I'm not going on the market. So am I a seller? Yes, but I'm only a
Yeah.
seller after I'm a buyer. And buying something like looking at waterfront homes in Commerce, Michigan is a lot of fun. Selling a home in Royal Oak, Michigan kind of sucks.
So let's do this.
Yeah.
We're going to go deeply into these three pillars for
Yes.
everyone here today. So, sphere,
Severe.
geographic farming, and then cold calling hasn't
Mm-hmm.
died.
Nope.
But specifically, you mentioned expireds
Expired.
for sale by, go a
Fizbos.
little deeper. So,
Yep.
expired
It,
listings for sale
yep.
by owners.
Yep. And circle prospecting, more specifically around our listings and our open houses.
Got it.
And there's another form of that as well that we do that I always tend to forget. When we have a buyer that's looking for something and being in a tight inventory market, if there's nothing on the market for them at this moment, we identify 2 to 3 neighborhoods that they love, and then we both call and then mail them looking for somebody that's preparing to sell their home, but they just haven't reached out to an agent yet, which has been a great source of listings for us. We only 1 in 5 times match a buyer to a home that's a potential seller, but we identify a lot
That's
of
still
listings that
really
way.
good.
Mhm. because we tell them,
20% hit rate.
yep. So the key there is you first got to prepare your buyer real well. Like, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call these 500 homes. I'm going to call them 4 times. And I'm going to see if I can find anybody that's thinking about going on the market anytime in the next year. Because if you ask a seller, are you thinking about selling your home right now? They're going to say no. But 90 days from now, it's on the market because we all have different psychological definitions of now, right? So I want to be
Sounds
very
like,
specific
yeah.
with my verbiage. Yeah. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're also going to carpet bomb and mail them, right? Hey, I've got this amazing family. They have 2 kids. They have a dog. We're going to put some kids and some dogs into a wagon. We're going to take a picture of them with the wagon with the kids and the dogs, put that in the letter. They would love to be in Island Lake in Novi, Michigan. Unfortunately, there is nothing available in Island Lake in Novi, Michigan. This is a good thing for you, potential Mr. and Mrs. Seller, for 2 reasons. One, I've got a buyer that's willing to pay market value for a home right now because they want to be here and in Novi and in the Novi school district. Two, it means you don't have to show your home 100 times, right? Three, I've prepared them that they're probably going to have to wait longer than normal to get into your home because you may not have been considering selling until the back half of the year. So they're okay with a closing in August, September, October, November. If there is any thought that you would consider selling your home, give me a call and let's see if this buyer is a great fit for your home. But I also have to prepare the buyers up front, right? So if we're having a conversation, it's, hey, Frank, look, there's nothing in Island Lake. There's nothing in Wyndham Point. There's nothing in Cherry Hill Village. I'm so sorry. Here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do these sets of actions, the calls and the mail. Now, if I do find somebody, the problem is going to be you're probably not going to be able to get the keys until August because these are people that are going to sell, but they were not necessarily prepared to sell, which means we got to find them somewhere else to go as well.
Michael, you have to blow buyers away.
Yes.
I mean, that they have to stand in awe when you say that you're going to go do that for them.
Yes. Yes. And then we do it. And then we deliver them back the results. Hey, I want you to know that my inside sales team called these 500 people 4 times each. So we made 2,000 attempts. We also mailed 500 pieces of mail, right? And these were the results. We ended up having 6 potential conversations, but none of them were ranches. They were all colonials. I know how important a ranch was to you. We're going to keep trying, but I just want to let you know that I made every effort possible to dig out that ranch in that community.
I can't stress the gold Michael just gave you here. Does this fall under cold calling or does this fall under farming?
A little bit of both,
A little bit of
because
both. It's kind of like
oftentimes,
it's like a
yeah.
blend of all of it.
Yeah. So a lot of what we do is a very blended approach where all three are actually playing together, which is why it was so
Yeah, because
important for
you
me to
got the
do all three.
calls. Yeah.
The
Let
calls,
me
the
I
mails, the sphere of influence, all three. Yeah.
want to share with you guys something. What Michael just shared with you is like the number one best seller call to action that exists. It's I may have a buyer for your house. Are you open to entertaining an offer?
Yep.
But it's not like a investor, lowball offer. It's a
Yep.
real buyer.
Have their first names ready. Have their kids' names ready. Have their
Yeah,
dog name ready.
there's a real story because they're like,
Have a
are you
story. Yeah.
is this a scam? Is this true? You get
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Just to show you something, we have a client that mailed the same type of letter. Real results. I pulled up on my phone. This is how many calls they got in the past 7 days from people wanting an offer.
That's amazing.
Isn't that
That's
great?
amazing.
Someone,
And think about it, guys. Like, what if 3 of those homes
I mean, could you
listed
imagine
and
having
sold?
109 people call you in a week about selling their
Yeah.
house?
Dude, that's nuts. That's nuts.
You drop 10,000
All
just
right.
for
So that's
what it's
that's
worth.
10,000 pieces of mail.
1%.
Yeah. You got a 1% callback rate, which is perfectly natural when it comes to mailers and farming. 0.5% if it's more true farming, 1% if it's more targeted like what you're doing. I don't know what the cost is on that, but I can tell you what, I'm guessing the average sales price is
Six,
somewhere.
it was $6,800 to mail 10,000 standard rate.
Okay. So let's call it
So
7,000 as a round
60,
number.
what, maybe $68 a call.
Yeah, $68 a call, which is the cheapest call you're going to get in real estate. I mean, Zillow is not going to sell you a call for $68 right now. Good luck getting market-based pricing below $300 a call. Good luck. Doesn't exist in the US anymore, or it's all flex anyway now. Which is funny because I'm actually at a Zillow event.
You
Um,
are.
so okay, you got 109. let's say the average sales price is in line with the national average of 500,000. That's a $15,000 commission, one home sale, and you've cleared everything, but you're probably going to get at least three. If you're low skill, you're going to get three of those 109 to sell. So for a $7,000 investment, you're pulling back in $45,000 in top line revenue. Those are big numbers.
I want to go a little deeper on what you're sharing here with the audience. So, first, very tactical tip for everyone here is you're probably generating buyer leads,
Mm-hmm.
pretty common, or maybe you have a CRM of existing contacts, or you have everyone in your phone, you have your sphere. Basically, you need to have someone who's actually legitimately looking for a house,
Yeah.
even at a
Don't
higher
fake it.
stand. No, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going
Don't
to
fake
give
it.
the standard to be able to defend you're not faking it is can you prove that this person generally has the intent and the ability to close?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you have that truth, okay, but you can't force someone at gunpoint to buy a house, but here's the intent ability to close. You put that person on like your VIP buyer list, and you can
Mm-hmm.
Google VIP buyer list, and you'll see a bunch of people that do this where we're going to do a little extra work for you to help you see if we can find an off-market deal, right? Is that what
Yeah.
you call an off-market deal?
Yeah.
What's the language you use?
That's it. I'm looking for a
Off-market
property
deal.
that's off market so that you're not competing, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer.
Hmm. And let me give you an example of
Mhm.
maybe what that landing page looks like. This isn't yours, Michael, but here's something you could send out to a buyer that says, get on my VIP home buyer list and get notified of properties that coming soon or exclusive listings, something like this. But if like you're really active and you're really actually thinking about buying a home soon, I
Mhm.
might have stuff available for you or could find stuff available for you that you're not going to necessarily find online. Buyers love opting in for this, and then you can kind of shifts, kind of identifies who's more interested in buying or selling a home. And you call those people and you offer the program that Michael is doing to basically do, which I believe is called the industry essentially reverse prospecting. Is that right, Michael?
Yep.
So if you Google reverse prospecting, that will give you a little bit more insight to what Michael is doing there.
And there's a bunch of scripts and a bunch of dialogues out there around it. They're not hard to find. They're
No,
easy. Um,
I
there
mean
are
that one thing
agents,
right
yeah,
there. How long you been doing that, Michael?
years pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah. It's a tried and true in our
And how
business. Yeah.
and so when you bring buyer leads in, you pitch them on what? What's
That's exactly it. Like that
VIP
like,
buyer list
yep. Like,
type of
hey, look,
concept?
I've got two values to you, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. Okay. Neither one of them includes opening a door and telling you what a pretty kitchen looks like. Because you're going to be able to figure that out on your own. You're going to like the kitchen or not. You don't need me for that. What you need me for is A, to negotiate the best deal possible that will actually get to a closing table. And B, if we can't find what's on the market, find you something not on the market that your family can buy that no other buyer knows about. So there are a lot more words than that in our buyer presentation, but if you really want to boil it down, those are our two values. Really, truly. Like right now, like Redfin had just posted a month or two ago that we've got the highest fall apart rate on contracts since 2018. One
Well,
in five
especially with
deals.
the interest rates that
Yeah.
just spiked in the past 30 days, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
deals are not going to a closing. And that's a problem for both buyers and sellers. And it's a stressor for buyers and sellers. And as one in five deals don't go to a closing, they're telling all their friends and family. So in their mind, the majority of deals aren't going to a closing, which means I may never buy a house or I may never get my home to a closing sold. So that's number one. You got to ally that because that's in people's minds right now. Right. And you show that through your own close rates. Hey, look, we have a 98% close rate. The paper we write sticks. And we do that because we see around corners because we sell 1,000 properties a year because we sold over 8,000 properties in 24 years. And whatever your numbers are, put them up against the MLS, they're probably better. I mean, think about it. If you're on this Zoom, it means you are a high level human being. So I guarantee you, if
Yeah.
you take the last 24 months of your closings, go into the multiple listing service, and then grab your fall apart rates, the fall apart rate is going to be quadruple whatever multiple for the multiple listing service, whatever yours is. So there's a stat that's a very good number to use, especially with your buyers.
Michael, absolute gold. I posted an example lead magnet of a landing page to join a VIP buyer list.
Hmm.
Um, if you were to round up your database or make an ad for social media, basically saying if you're serious about buying a house, you want access, you want to find some stuff that you can't see online, call me. I have a plan
Yeah.
for it. There you have it.
Yeah.
That's good, man. That's really
And
good.
that's a great lead magnet to email out and text out both.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go
And
a little
really easy to
deeper.
make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, back to the three pillars.
Yeah.
Sphere,
Hmm.
farming, and cold calling. This one kind of wraps that reverse prospecting with the buyer for seller lead generation wrapped around all of it, which is
Yeah.
great. Okay. You mentioned farming. I want to go a little bit deeper on your traditional farming methods. Like
Yeah.
you said you picked now neighborhoods, specific neighborhoods that you're touching at least once a month.
Yep.
Will you explain maybe how someone should go about picking their first neighborhood
Yeah.
and then
Do,
what to send them every month?
absolutely. So, number one, you need to have a neighborhood that turns over at least 4% per year, period. If it were me, I would start looking for neighborhoods in the 6 or 7% turnover range. Like back when I started,
Define how to find that, Michael.
I will. I will. So when I
Yeah.
first started, I was exclusively doing over 7%, but as the number of sales have gone down, 4% is my standard. So how I find it is I go into the multiple listing service, I go and I define that neighborhood on PRD, and I go back 36 months for the sales. Okay. The reason why 36 is because sometimes you get a spike in sales depending on how old the neighborhood is, because everybody just had their kids graduate and now they're all moving out. So it's a once in a decade, 10% turned over this year, right? So then I take those sales. Let's say that there are 36 sales in a 100 home neighborhood over 36 months. I'm going to divide that by three. So that's 12. So I now know I've got a 12% turnover rate, 12 out of 100 homes sold over the last 12 months, which means statistical probability about 12 will sell in the next 12 months and the next 12 months and the next 12
That's
months
really
and the
good.
next 12 months. And the reason why I'm looking for that also is because if the number is way down at two and has been at two for the last 10 years, there's a good chance I will only be able to get farming wise one transaction out of it, because one of those people, 50% of the people in a farm, generally speaking, will go with friends, family, coworkers, somebody they know, and 50% will go with the guy on the postcard. So if it's a 2% turnover rate, which means only two homes per year turnover, I only have the opportunity at one actual sale. If it's 7%, then I've got the opportunity at three or four sales. If it's 10%, I've got the opportunity at five sales. So when I first started farming, the neighborhood I grew up in that I knew people in still to this day that were original owners, I ignored it because it was 2.5%. It was one of the very last neighborhoods that I started farming. I went instead with neighborhoods where I actually wasn't known at all, but it had a higher turnover rate.
How big of a size of a neighborhood makes, let's say you find 4%.
Yeah,
How many homes did you pick?
I would do 1,200 homes,
1,200.
a thousand
Okay.
to 1,200 to start with,
Okay.
which is a very reasonable number. And I'll talk about that as well. But 1,000 to 1,200 gets you 40 to 48 potential sales. That's 24 actual sales that you could get that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to say that you can't get 70%. There are neighborhoods that we are selling 70% in, but the average is 50.
Okay. So
Okay.
1,000, 1,200, that's a good sample size
Yeah.
that gets statistical probabilities in your place.
Yep. So that gets you 20
Gets you
to
about
24.
40 potential sellers are in that
Yep.
list based upon previous closings.
And then if you're farming properly, you should get 20 to 24 pretty easily on a very autopilot farming
And
method.
properly, your definition is just let's start with a monthly piece of mail. Is that right?
Yep. Once a month. For us, it's a once a month oversized postcard.
What's the
How many?
size of
Nine,
oversize?
9 by 12.
9 by 12. That's a
It's
big
a
one.
sheet of paper.
Okay.
It sticks out. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a eight. It's larger than 8.5 by 11. It's 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a big giant postcard.
Yep. It
Okay.
literally sticks out in their mail. You cannot ignore it. You cannot ignore
I
it.
mean, I got to see this. I mean, you
Yeah.
probably don't
It's a good
have it like
postcard.
laying. I
I,
mean,
I don't have
what do
one
you,
with me. No,
what
no,
do you
but
put
yeah.
on it?
So, okay. What people love to see. So you want to hit each one of the personality profiles as best as you can, right? DISC, drivers, intuitives, all of it. So I like to go with a story, not a testimonial, but a story. Like, hey, these guys needed a home in this area for this reason, right? Actually, one of them that we used not too long ago was I had a person that needed a home in a very specific part of a very specific school district because they had a deaf child. And this one school in this district was overly funded to be able to help deaf children, right? They were just the best at it in Metro Detroit, right? And my
Hmm.
agent on my team door knocked several neighborhoods until they found somebody that was willing to sell their home to this family, right? That's the story I want, right? Even sellers would be attracted to that story, even though it's a buyer story, because that's the effort that people not on this Zoom are not putting in, right? I want that. I want a testimonial. I want all the homes that we sold that month if we sold a bunch, or all of the homes that had sold in that area. So that's different phrasing. So if I sold 30 homes that month, I could say these are the 32 homes that we sold in March 2026, right? And I could
Even though
put a
they weren't
picture
in
of
the
it.
neighborhood, you put them
Yep.
all in there.
Yep. Even though they weren't in the neighborhood.
So what is it
Yep.
like? It's like typical realtor
Yeah.
picture, sold, 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 sold all
Yep.
over. Then
And
you have a
then so
story.
yep.
How many words?
Uh 300-400.
Oh,
It's
okay. So
long.
this is like a real
It's
nice
not
story
short.
on there.
Mhm. Yep. Testimonial, whatever one of the longer testimonials I have is that's more detailed, hopefully pertinent to their community or community adjacent. That's actually a real one that I can screenshot from Google or Zillow. Something that's not me saying, hey, look at the
Yeah.
testimonial. I got something that's like, this is our actual testimonial. I put on there a snippet from our Google profile because we have almost 3,100 five-star Google reviews right now, and a QR code that goes to our Google profile.
3,100.
We're big on reviews. I literally have a young lady that her only
Wow.
job on my team, literally 20 hours a week, is to call and get Google reviews and Zillow reviews. That's the job. That's all she does
Good for
because
you.
I'm really big on reviews, right?
Yeah. I mean, clearly.
Like Amazon changed the game around reviews 20 years ago and nobody ever looked back. And then the fourth part of it is for our high D's like myself. I'm sorry, our high C's like myself. I put the data sets on for the city and whatever the trends are. So here's what the median
Not
sales
not
price has
the
been.
city.
Yep. I do the city or the neighborhood. If I'm doing a neighborhood, I'll do the neighborhood. If I'm doing the city, I'll do the city.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I want to go as
How many
micro
monthly postcards do you have going out in different niches?
one.
Oh, so you're doing a monthly
But
postcard just in one niche.
yep. But in each one, I can fit all four boxes because I'm doing 9 by 12.
Hold on. I want to, if I'll step back.
Yep.
You personally on your team are only doing one farm of 1,000.
No, no, no. We're doing a farm of 30,000. I would
Okay,
start with a farm of a
but is
thousand.
that one postcard going to all 30,000?
Yep. I'm carpet bombing a city.
Okay,
That's where
got
we're
it.
at. Like I started with 1,000.
So you start with 1,000, but you're going the whole city for the
Now
farm.
I'm going the whole city. Yep.
You're doing 30,000 a month.
Yep.
I'm just curious, is this every door direct mail or is this like a
It is.
real, so it's EDDM
Yep. And I'll talk about that
specifically?
as well.
Okay.
So I always want to go as micro as I can. But then as I kept getting bigger with the postcards, I needed to be also more cost effective. So the microest I can go on postcards right now is city data. If you're starting smaller, go with neighborhood data, like whatever the smallest you can get is, right? And there's one more component that I do that takes me back small, which I'll talk about as well. Um, so we use EDDM, every door direct, and that way we can literally mail every home in the city. And you can click on residential, you can click off
Mm-hmm.
commercial and business, so it makes it that easy. You can select whatever routes you want. We just select all the routes for Farmington Hills, Michigan, just literally all of them. And we literally just hit the entire town. And I want to hit the entire town once a month, but I want to be sure that I'm hitting all four personality profiles. So as a driver, like I'm a DC. So as a driver, hey, if I see a postcard, Frank, that says that you sold 32 homes last month and you sold 32 homes the month before and the month before and the month before, okay, great. I'm high trust until I'm not. Great. I'm just going to use you. I'm not going to ask a lot of questions. I just need you to come out. I'm going to hire you. Let's go. If I'm more data driven, I want to see that you know the data. And that's where the charts come in around like what's happened in the city as far as sales go, what the median prices are, what the price per square foot is, and some sort of a commentary on why that is. Hey, I want to be real clear, Frank. These are not our results. These are what's happening in the city. Now, if you notice the price per square foot is here in this portion of the city because this is aging housing stock versus newer housing stock or whatever the reason may be. I want the I's and the C's through my reviews and my testimonial and what the story that I wrote about the family. So I'm literally hitting everyone on the list, which means I'm hitting both husbands and wives on the list as far as their personality goes. And that's really critical, right? Hitting just one is going to diminish your return. And then the last part of it is I do a twice a year update mailer into the neighborhood. So 2 times a year, I'm sending 14 pieces of mail. 2 times a year, I'm sending a neighborhood specific update. Hey, Frank, I know you're over Wyndham Point. I know it's important to you where your equity position is. So here we are in the middle of July, and you're going to be getting this mailer that shows these are the 19 sales in your neighborhood and the 2 neighborhoods that are very much like yours that buyers would consider. And then I'll do a commentary on it. So these 7 sales sold for this. This one was the outlier as far as the highest price per square foot goes. If you noticed, it had the finished walkout basement, it had the third stall in the garage, and they just put a $75,000 kitchen in. This one was the lowest. It was an estate sale. It was built in 1972 and was untouched. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of where your home sits based on these 2 homes.
That's incredible, Michael. If I can get that straight, 30,000 get a monthly postcard, but inside their individual neighborhoods twice a year, you're niching it out to send them
Yep.
what's sold around their
And that's
neighborhood.
about, yeah, yeah. That's about 10,000 homes because a lot of the homes are just either not neighborhoods
Okay.
or they're in the lower price point of that city. Because that's a very diverse city as far as price points go.
And I was actually pulling up, not a lot of people know this, but every door direct mail on the
Mm-hmm.
USPS's website is pretty cool. I put a link here
Yep.
in the chat to it. You can actually like click the courier routes and it's cheaper postage. I think I ran a quick pricing. A 9 by 12 flat is around about 75 cents a piece, but mailing about 1,000. So
Yeah.
$750 a month, mail about 1,000.
Yeah.
But if you do it like what Michael is saying at a 4% turnover rate, yeah, the statistical odds and the probabilities are pretty key in your favor when they're getting a monthly 9 by 12 postcard like that
Yep.
every month
Yep.
for a good ROI.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
interesting, Michael, we could sit here and talk about social media and AI and all these like, fun digital technology stuff, but it seems like this whole webinar start off with direct mail and calls.
I think it's because I'm old, Frank. I think it's because I'm old.
Well, I think it's because you're a survivor and you know what
Survivor.
fads come and go,
Yeah.
of what consistently moves the needle. And your first two answers were around calls and mail.
Yeah.
What?
I love that you call me a survivor.
The survey? Well,
I'm
yeah,
owning that.
man.
I'm owning that.
No,
Yeah.
really. I mean, look, it's so easy to get, thrown off your game of like what's real, what's not, what's a
Yeah.
fad for lead generation, and the insight that you've given the audience here on reverse prospecting a buyer and picking a high turnover neighborhood and sending out a 9 by 12 mailer is a
And
wonderful, wonderful strategy.
man, I'm not sleeping on AI. I'm not saying that, guys. I don't want anybody on the Zoom to think that I'm this dinosaur in the business, although I feel like it right now. Um, like I have a whole like not division, but a couple of people that are working very, very hard at AEO and GEO, which is your large language models version of search engine optimization, right? So that I do rank in things like ChatGPT and Claude and Perplexity and Gemini and Grok and all of the other ones out there. So when somebody asks, "Hey, who is the best real estate agent to help me sell my home in Farmington Hills, Michigan?" Yes, I want to rank. I want my name to be there as well. And the search velocity isn't high enough yet versus Google and versus even just somebody calling off of a postcard for me to completely switch my gears. Like I'm gonna sell 120 homes this year off of postcards. I'm not
That's
gonna do that off of
incredible.
AI. And I've been working on AI for like 6 months, like hardcore. What I mean by that is I have a virtual assistant that is creating and putting 12 new pages up per day on my website with the intention to signal ChatGPT that I'm the best agent in these communities. And it still doesn't work as well as postcards. Still doesn't work as well as picking up the phone and creating a relationship. It doesn't. Still doesn't work as well
And,
as friends and family.
and Michael, the advice that you just gave everyone is what comes from someone who's doing it and needs to have it to work and is not selling a course around it.
Yeah.
Was the honesty right there. I think everyone can be very appreciative of that. Let's
Oh
move
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I probably could sell a
So
course around it, but why? It's not gonna be as effective today as it will 5 years from today.
the database now. So we're going to
Yeah.
switch gears. So reverse prospecting,
Yep.
farming.
Yep.
Let's move now to centers of influence. Let's
I
move
love
now.
that
It's
so
like a
much.
like a 30 like a touch program
Yeah.
of rounding up all your past clients, the people that know you, all the leads in your CRM, everybody in your cell phone. And you got to have some type of ongoing plan to communicate with them?
Yeah.
What do you
So
recommend?
first, don't get overwhelmed. When you look at the number, it could be super overwhelming to say, oh my gosh, there's 1,000 people on my phone, or 800 people on my phone, or 2,000 people on my phone. Number one, export them, of course. Get rid of any of the companies in there, any of the other agents in there. That's the best thing you could do with the export into some sort of an Excel file is weed that down, take the 25% out that, are X's or whatever that looks like, right? I've had to do that before. Um, and the number is going to be a little bit more manageable, but it's still not going to be as highly manageable as it could be or it shouldn't be if you've been in the business for a reasonable amount of time. So then what I did was, this is my experience, I sorted them into two groups, an A list and a B list. And my A list never went past 100 people. It will never go past 100 people. My B list was everybody else, right? And every weekday, I would make 4 calls into my A list and 4 calls into my B list, which for me meant that my A list, my 100 people that I wanted to make sure that I was in severe contact with, were getting at least one touch phone call. They heard my voice once a month, even if it was only voicemail. My B list, it would be about once a quarter or once every 4 or 5 months that I would get around to calling them. The definition of an A list versus a B list is, would they refer me or have they referred me somebody? That was it. That was the simple definition, right? So, like, Frank, if you called me up today and said, hey, man, my cousin's looking to buy a home over in Novi, Michigan, boom, I would actually move you from the B list to the A list. And now you'd be getting a call from me every single month, because if you referred me once, you're probably going to refer me a whole bunch of times through the years. And I have families now, being in this business for 24 years, that over a 15 or an 18-year period, I've literally sold 2 dozen homes to, where it started with one, then I got the sister, then I got the brother, then I got the parents, then I got the kids, not grandkids yet, but kids. Then I got the cousins, then I got the guy's boss, then I got the new hire they just made at that company. Like, I'm doing one right now where it's a $2.5 million buyer that was referred to me from a past client whose sister I sold a home to. I got her because her brother I sold a home to. And this is echoing down over 15 years, like these relationships. And now this person has referred me 3 C-suite people because she got hired in as head of HR for a company, and they're flipping over some of their C-suite. So that's $7 million over 3 sales that I'm getting because I stayed in contact with them for 15 years. That's it. Like, that is definitely step number one. Is you cannot replace yourself with any number of emails, in my opinion, any number of just random text messages, any randomized email saying, oh yeah, don't forget to change your clock. Happy Leprechaun Day. Merry Christmas. Like, that doesn't, come on. Everybody sends those emails out. I get 20 of them, and they're all from the same sender, basically, all from the same loan officers or real estate agents. We all get them, and they're not going to cause anybody to do business with you. Real relationships do. So step one has got to be stay in relationship with the people that already know, like, and trust you.
How many people on your A list?
Right now, about 800
My
total.
goodness. And what's your plan again to get through all 800 yourself? You're still doing this?
Yep. Yep. So my top 100, I call 4 of them per day. And then my bottom 700, I call 4 of them per day. So then I'm getting through my top 100 once a month. I'm getting through my bottom 700 once a quarter-ish, a little more.
That is a daily habit, man.
Yeah. 8 calls a day, guys. I mean, we're talking
Every
about,
day.
we're having conversations right now. Like, I posted with John Chipwak, okay? If you don't know, the guy's a freaking nut. And I can say that, and he will appreciate that. He's insane in a good way. We also happen to be in Austin right now. But he's telling me, hey, man, you got to get your people dialing the phone 100 times a day, 150 times a day. You got to have them have 20 conversations per day. And that's not untrue. But those are all people that don't know, like, or trust you or your agents. If it's no, like, trust, and it's your agents, if you're calling 8 people, you're probably having 4 good conversations per day. 4 good conversations per day should lead to 2 good leads a week. 2 good leads a week should lead to 50 closings a year. Just boom, done right there. That's it. Not that hard. It's simple. It is. The hardest part of it is putting a time limit on how long you're talking with that person. So for me, I always do my calls in the car because it usually means I'm going somewhere.
It just has to be so automatic for you for these names to show up on your call
Yeah.
time in the car. Like, you
Yeah.
don't put any thought into calling these individual. It's just a
Mm-mm.
habit
Because I have it.
of no
And
fear whatsoever to place these phone calls.
yeah, because I know them and I like them and they like me. And so at the end of the call, I just put a simple note in my iPhone. Literally, that's my CRM for these guys. Literally, I mean, like, I use a spreadsheet that I have. Frank, I'm so old school. We have literally had this conversation before, like 10 years ago. I still use the same system where I have everything into an Excel spreadsheet. Well, it's a Google Doc sheet, on an A list and a B list, and they get printed physically. And as I call through them, I cross them off. And when I get done, I throw the sheet away, print a new one, and start over. And then the notes section of my phone is where I put the last thing I talked to them about. They moved to Scottsdale. They just got a job promotion. They landed on Barcelona for the family vacation, like whatever it is. And then when I call them, I just look at the last note. Oh my gosh, how was the move to Scottsdale? Oh, that's cool. How is the promotion treating you? Now, I know you said you were a little concerned about having that extra responsibility. Tell me more about that. That's it. Hey, your kid said he was going to try out for the hockey team. How'd that go?
So every time you're calling with these 800 people,
Yeah.
you're referencing something that was going on in their life previously
Yep.
from your notes.
That's the easiest way to do it. I'm not even having a real estate conversation with these people. They know who I am. They know what I do. I
How
don't
long
ever
ago
need
did
to
you put
use
did you put that decision in place to do that in your life?
15 years.
Well, and well, there you have it.
It works. It works.
Who taught you that?
Um, Partly Diana Kokoska and partly kind of came up with it on my own little hybrid thing.
And you've had the discipline to do that basically every day for 15 years?
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
incredible.
okay. Every day might be a little egregious.
Yeah, but
I would say
still,
4 days
man,
a week would be the average. Yeah.
that's just incredible.
But man, it
Okay,
works, dude. I'm telling you.
of course it does.
Nothing works like it. Like I know right now, if my whole world crashed around me, if all my agents woke up one day and said, "Nope, I'm out," if Zillow shut their lead faucet off, if any of these things happen, I would still be selling 100 homes a year just for my database with no cost.
There has to be such a level of peace that comes from, if you were to lose everything,
Yeah,
you're not going to lose that list of 800,
yeah,
nor are you going to lose the habit of making those calls.
yep. Nobody can take away your skills, no matter how bad it gets. It's the one thing that you will always have.
Talk about how maybe you complement that, and we have to stress the word complement
Yep. So this is interesting.
with everything else.
I'm going to talk about how I complement it using Get Viral per second. So I'm not required to have the garbage conversation. And I'm not bashful about it. I think it's the worst script in real estate. The worst script in real estate. Hey, Frank, how are you? I'm going to butter you up for 5 minutes. And I'm going to, at the end of the call, I'm going to ask you, hey, who do you know that I should know that's thinking about buying, selling, investing in, or leasing real estate? That just cheapened the entire conversation. I don't have to do that because you're sending 2 emails for me every month that identifies me as the top agent in the area that you want to work with anyway.
Yeah.
You're doing that heavy lifting
They
for me.
know when you
Yeah.
call you're in real
Yeah.
estate.
They know exactly who I am because they're getting my emails. They're opening my emails. You're sending me my open rate. You're sending me my open list. I know who's looking at them.
Hmm.
Like I know my people are at least opening my email, even if they're not watching the video. That's fine too. So I don't have to have that conversation on the call. The call can be the call because every 15 days, they're seeing my name in their email, real estate related content, because you're doing that stuff for me. So now I can be a human and not a salesperson.
And that's
I
so
can get
much
up. Yep.
emotional intelligence there. All of your calls are purely about what's going on in their life.
Thank you, Kim. And how are you, by the way? How you been?
Purely about what's going on in their life. And then you let all the digital one-to-many marketing that complements that
Yeah.
to handle all the business stuff.
And it doesn't need to be heavy handed. You don't need to be sending out 5 emails a day, like a lot of coaches recommend. I do send out 5 a week, but you don't need to send out 5 of them a day, just twice a month, just as a reminder. This is what you do for a living. What
Yeah.
gets them to actually call you back is the relationship side that you build off of. Like
What did you come to that realization?
oh, years and years ago. And again, just a Diana Kokoska thing. Like she still calls me to this day. She had not. So Diana Kokoska, for anybody that doesn't know, is the old school leader that was brought in by Gary Keller to run Maps Coaching. She took that organization from 300 coaching clients to 4,500 coaching clients, the largest real estate coaching organization in the world, and then did it in 3 years. She was amazing. But at the end of the day, she still calls me every 60 days to say hi. Still. And she's not selling me anything. The sell comes in the email they get from her every Sunday night. Like, hey, I got this new coaching thing. Hey, I just wrote this new book. Hey, John Maxwell and I are doing this thing. And I'll buy something every now and again from her. But I'm also buying something every now and again because she never calls me with a pitch. I get off the phone with her and I'm like, holy heck, this lady actually cares. The thing
Yeah.
is, she does. It's hard. We all do. Like, I believe everyone that's on the Zoom actually cares, but it really cheapens the experience and cheapens that out when every interaction you have with them includes a pitch. Let the relationship be the relationship.
That's really good, Michael.
Hmm, that's true.
Very good. What questions do you guys have for Michael? For those of you guys attending live, this is good stuff.
Yeah. Throw some in the chat. In addition to that, one thing I will say is for my agents, in addition to that, as the third layer on our sphere, we have what we call our sphere of influence program, where we're creating content for our agents so they can put it on social media, which again reinforces the people that are already in their world. We advise our agents to go and do friend requests on Facebook, to follow and get follows back from their clients. Hey, follow me on Instagram real quick while we're here at this house. Stuff like that, right? Um,
Hmm.
because I want to make sure my agents are putting up 10 to 15 pieces of content per month. So we're doing it for them. We're doing all the editing and everything. Like we literally go to here's the program. We go to a builder's model once a month for 4 hours. I've got my videographer there. I got my sphere of influence person there, Nicole. She runs it for us. The agents all show up. Stand here, say these words into that camera. Next. Stand here, say these words into that camera. Next. And we just batch out 10 to 15 pieces of content in 4 hours for each agent. It then goes over to an editor, and every
Yep.
2 days, my editor emails out the edited reel plus the description plus the hashtags to use. So it's a very copy and paste system for the agents because I want you to be reminded that I exist every couple of days just through social media. And I know this, like there are 25 or 30 people in this world that will see every single piece of content that you post on Facebook. It's probably your mom, your dad, and your cousins. The other 150 people that you want to actually be in front of will only see your content 1 in 6 times. So I got to post at least 15 times a month to make sure that you see at least one of my posts. And for me, for the team, I'm personally posting an average of 7 times a day.
Wow. First off, when did you come to the realization that for the agents on your team, not only do we have to hold, let's say, the prospecting accountable to come in and make the calls,
Yeah,
like very traditionally doing that, but also you need to provide support to hold content creation accountable right up there next to making the calls.
wait, say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, you're helping all of your agents
Yeah,
produce content consistently, just like making calls consistently.
yeah.
When did you start doing that?
We started doing that about 2 years ago.
Okay, what was
Yeah,
that shift of like
that
I gotta
was
get everyone making content here.
yeah, that was a okay. This is the content you should make. Like, hey guys, it's really important for you to be in social media. I'm going to encourage you to post something every 2 days. Never happened. Okay,
Mm.
great. Here's the content you should make this month. Here's 15 pieces of content you can easily rip off and copy. I'm going to email that to you every month and you just do it with your phone. Nothing got done. Okay, great. I'm going to do it myself for you. I just need your body to be in this location. Then now it got done.
Yeah. Sounds like we talked about how Vyral started with the
Yeah, yeah,
camera.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is good. Ario has a good question. Could you just give us an idea of how your CRM is set up with categories?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're using Follow Up Boss right now. I didn't mean right now. Like we'll probably use it for a long time. We've got our A's, B's, and C's. A's get a call or they're prompted for a call at least once every 7 days. They go back into the list. B's every 2 weeks, and then C's every 3 weeks. There are no other categories because everyone that is a lead gets a call a minimum once every 21 days. Now, from there, we do have one more category, which is past clients. Past clients get a call minimum once a quarter. Anybody who does not get a call within the specified time periods, I have a virtual assistant go in and take them away. Every Monday, I get an email from my virtual assistant saying, here's your list of agents, and here are the links to the leads that we took away from them because they didn't
Because they
communicate.
weren't called.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we scrape those into another pond, and then that pond can get called now by anybody. And it's a golden pond because we know that at some point in time, somebody indicated they wanted to buy or sell something. So it's a higher quality lead.
And those are all company generated.
Yep.
Well, that's nice.
Yep. But I have no problem taking away a lead. Zero.
Well, as you should. It
Yeah.
costs money.
Yeah. But in my world, especially when I was doing my own prospecting, when I was heavy in the business myself, nobody ever went more than 21 days without a call. Like if you were an expired and I met with you and you just weren't ready yet, great. The maximum days out would be 21 days and you would still be getting a call from me. Now, the reality is, if you're closer and hotter, it's every 2 or 3 days that we're talking, right? Like if you came to me and was like, hey man, if you came to me through like an open house and you're like, hey, I'm actively looking, haven't really used an aging app, blah, blah, blah. Great. Let's go to the coffee shop after it. Let me talk to you about how we find properties off market, how we negotiate better, how and why our properties or our sales actually close so you get the house you want instead of pay for an inspection, pay for an appraisal, and then you don't get the house because something else blew up and how we avoid it. Great. We sit down, we do that. You and I, we're talking every 2 or 3 days. Even if it's just to say, just a quick off text. Hey Frank, I want to let you know I just scanned the MLS. I just scanned Zillow. I just scanned some of my really close relationships in the real estate community. Nobody's got anything really cool that's come up today. I'll be in touch with you probably in the next 24 or 48 hours. Hey man, there were 2 homes that came up, but I know you're looking for that ranch. They were both colonial, so I didn't send them to you. What's the number one complaint that buyers have about real estate agents?
Communication.
Communication. They don't
Yeah.
listen to them. They say, well, the agents just set me up on a search and left me. They're sending me all these homes that I don't even want. I'm finding all the properties and bringing it to them. So tell them, hey man, hey, there was a tri-level and there was a colonial that came up in the neighborhood that you wanted. I didn't send them to you. You were very specific. You wanted a ranch.
The incentive.
Now they're feeling heard, and it's a good communication point.
Got some good questions here. Good job, Michael. Charlene asks you, as a newer agent, I could certainly make my 100,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not certain that they would all remember that I'm in real estate. Do you still recommend those conversations not having anything pertaining us to being in real estate? Or is
Yeah,
at some point that maybe I could make a shift in that conversation to that?
that's a great question. So I advise my new agents when they get into real estate to make their first phone calls very much real estate. Hey, Frank, it's Mike Perna. I know we were in a frat together way back in the day. I know that we worked at this job way back in the day, whatever the relationship is. I want to let you know that I've made a change in my life. I decided to get into real estate. I passed the real estate exam and I partnered with this company, this team, this da da da, whatever it is. So I want to be your real estate resource for the future. What's important to you? You own a home. I know that. What's important to you if you were to sell your home and buy another one? What went great with that process? What went terrible with that process? I want to learn and get better so that when the time comes, I've earned the right to be your agent and the only person that you're calling. That's your
There
first
you have it.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yep. Now every conversation after that, you go more friendly. You go back into we're in a relationship mode. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I would definitely start, even if you got to do it through a very inexpensive program as a new agent, like you could pick up a very cheap MailChimp account, email them something,
Well, that's kind
email
of
them
where,
something.
it's Charlene, I would just add to that being the viral guy. I was like, hey, I'm
Yeah,
starting a newsletter. And I'm also going to start publishing updates of what's going on. Man, it's so cool if I get your best email address and put you on my list.
yeah, yeah. And to be
Mhm.
fair, this is gonna sound terrible. Um, there are some things in this life that are worth the money. Getting somebody else involved, like Frank, to get that done is worth the money.
Thank
Because when
you.
I tried to do it myself, it never got done and the content was spotty and frankly shitty.
It's
Get somebody else. Yeah.
you need someone like viral marketing or someone or something that takes responsibility for the whole editorial process.
Yeah.
From like calling you up to kind of pitching you an idea, being like, you should probably be doing this. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like shooting it and then getting it edited and put together and out. That's what viral does. So thank you,
That's it.
Michael.
That's exactly it.
Let's keep going. That was a good answer to that. Let's see here. Angel wrote, keep me posted on more. Great real estate 101 refresher. It's interesting. It sounds like real estate 101 refresher, but it's not. This is like the wisdom on the other side of after you've done everything for how many
Yeah.
years, Michael?
Yeah. That's what 24 years.
24 years. This is what works.
Guys,
Still.
but guys, I got in when I was 19. Okay. That's why I look
Yeah.
so good.
Great real estate 101 refresher. I've been in the private market for some time now doing commercial and rehab
Hmm.
investments, investor. We are coming back to the public market. Main focus for us is listings. Thank you both. Oh my goodness, that reverse prospecting.
It
that we talked
works.
about earlier, and then just making your list of 100 and calling them like Michael said,
It works.
and then go doing that monthly 9 by 12 EDM postcard for 1,000 to 1,200 people once a month. Right,
Yeah.
Michael?
Yep.
Yeah. How do you calculate the fall apart rate in PRD again? What was
Okay.
the formula?
So there's two different things going on there. You've got the fall apart rate as far as like how many homes fell out of contract every month. All of the MLSs have that data. They will be able to email you that data. So I would email support at whatever your MLS is. So for me, I'm with RealComp. So every 6 months or so, or whenever I think of it, I'm like, hey, support at RealComp. Hey, what was the fall apart rate from January 1st to March 1st or March 31st? So I know for this quarter, the fall apart rate was 18%. To find out how many homes sold, then you go into PRD and you identify that neighborhood, and then you click sold, like D transfer basically, and then you put in your dates. So I go 36 months back to now, and that tells me how many homes sold of that grouping in that time frame. And then I divide the number by three. It's because I only really want 1 year worth of data because I want to know how many homes sell on average each year.
Very good. Michael, how does someone get a hold of you if they want to coach with you, work on your
Yeah,
team, learn more from
please,
you?
anytime.
What's next?
Michael Perna at pernateam.com, thepernateam.com, the Perna Team on Instagram, Michael Perna TV on YouTube, 248 four
Got
two
plenty of
five
ways.
5082. Or if you Google Michael Perna, I guarantee I will
Yeah,
come up.
I'm sure you'll be there. Michael
Dude, there,
Perna at pernateam.com.
yep,
Our NA team. Got it.
yep. And if you Google Michael Perna, put the word real estate after it. Otherwise, you may get either the boxer or the mobster.
Oh, okay, good. Good to
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Had to combat that with SEO for a while. I'm
That's
like, I'm
good.
not in the mob, bro. I'm not in the mob. Yeah. I'm
Michael,
Italian. I'm not that Italian. Yeah.
you know, reached out to Michael, say, hey man, let's do a webinar. Let's help some people. He said, yes, we put this together. We'll send the replay out. Michael, thanks for stepping out of your conference. Thanks for doing
Yeah,
this
of
for all of
course.
us. Thanks for the insight. You helped a lot of people today.
Good. Good.
All
I
right.
hope somebody got actually one actionable item. Pick
No, they
one
did.
thing.
They
Watch the
did.
replay. This is the homework. Watch the replay. Pick one thing and just do that one thing for a month. Doesn't matter what thing it is, but do the one thing for a month. So, tiny hinges, swing big doors. Don't go and try to implement everything right away.
On that, we'll leave it there. Everyone, thank you so much, Michael. We'll
Yes,
get back
sir.
to your conference.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you. Bye.